think I've seen it since high school. They played the box and won.
Right.
They played zone all across the court, and they said, Alex Caruso, we want you to annoy the hell out of Jokic. And he did an unbelievable job because in 26 minutes, he was plus 40. He gave you 11 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line. He has 3 assists, 3 steals, plus 40 in 26 minutes of action. And I don't think you can get any more than he gave them everything they thought they would get from him. Yeah. He's always been known as a defender. Now he's added a little offense to his game. Joe, watching this game, I thought the Nuggets came out really, really well, but you kind of saw towards the end of that first quarter, they started turning the ball over. And when you turn the ball over against a team that got young legs, they get out on you in transition, and they turn those turnovers into points. And I thought they really flipped the game late in the first quarter, and then they carried it all over into the second quarter. When you watch this game, I mean, you probably thought like I was thinking, like, okay, the Nuggets came to play today. Aaron Gordon sucking it up. Knowing that hamstring is bad, you could tell the way he was moving. It really inhibited what he was able to do. Yeah. What you like about what you saw from the Thunder once they seized control of this ball game late in the first quarter?
I mean, that first quarter was exciting, but it made me a little nervous for OKC because, you know, Denver came out with it on their mind. But when I was sitting there watching the game, I'm like, is Bron going to win the game for him? Because he got off to a great start as far as getting some easy buckets he got going, but I said, that ain't going to last long. You know what I mean? And then I'm watching Gordon run up and down the court. Ain't no way they supposed to let him off the hook, man. You supposed to put him in pick and roll before they get into that zone. You got to make him work, make him move them.
Yes.
He couldn't get up and down that floor, Uncle Ocho. So for me, I thought OKC came out and done their thing. They took care of game 7. When they finally did get a hold of the game, you know, I felt like they put their foot on the gas and they kept going. They didn't let up. And it's good to see that young team come out, take care of home court, because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to see a hobbled Denver team going and playing.
No.
So
no. I'm
glad OKC handled business. It was a great game. I'm glad to see that they came out and they took care of business at home.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ocho.
I was going to say, listen, the cream always rise to the top, especially a game of this magnitude. It's game 7. So you want the MVP to come up, to show out when it matters most, with your back against the wall. Obviously, they lost the previous game in Denver, but SGA came out. He delivered the biggest moment of his career, obviously to date. I'm sure there will be more to come. 35, 12 for 19. Shoot. He was unstoppable. He took advantage of all the mismatches. He tossed the goddamn dim and drop covers. See, in the closeout. See, John learning that. Himmalingo, Unky Himmalingo.
I hear
it. Listen, he was efficient, and he excuse me, and he was able to control Denver's crowd very early.
Well, I think the thing also, Joe, is that you can tell Denver's not used to playing a zone. Right. Because they kept giving up backdoor lobs. They kept giving up the backdoor. They kept giving the ball up, giving it up in the post, and then now the guy turns around, he got guys wide open for threes, and they didn't know how to turn and put bodies on bodies to keep people off the offensive glass. So now you see OKC getting offensive rebounds. Now you see them getting easy putbacks because you're not you know, you go play a zone like, okay, we're going to play this zone, you work on a little bit and shoot around, and you might hit it 5 or 6 times, you know, 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah. But that's not what you normally do. It's just a change up to try to throw the team off their rhythm. Absolutely. And you can tell they're not used to playing the zone because they gave up so many lobs. They gave up the ball to the one thing you don't want to do in the zone is give the ball up in the middle.
Right.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question, and Joe, y'all could probably attest to this and answer better than me. Why would you change up what you're doing in game 7 defensively? Why would you even run zone when that's something you really haven't been doing much of when you had success doing what you already been doing
because
previously?
We're trying to protect Aaron Gordon because we know he can't move. He can't move laterally. So we got to try to protect him. And so we're trying to protect him, and we're trying to give them something different than what they're used to. Let's see if they can make some shots outside. But because that's not something that – it's not like Syracuse. You play Syracuse, Jim Boeheim, you're going to see that 2-3 zone. And you might get man-to-man late in the game because they're trying to get steals. But other than that, you're going to see 2-3. That's what they do. So you understand that. Right. So now I'm just trying to change up the look, Ocho. You know, hey, we're a couple single high safety team. But you know what? To give you a different look, we might sprinkle a little quarters in there. We might sprinkle a little cover too. But that ain't really what we do.
Right. Hey, look.
That's not what Denver does. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm not mad at Denver for throwing the zone in. I thought they created I thought it created some indecision on the Thunder part early. You know, they couldn't make shots, and then they started forcing to the hole. They was missing layups.
Yeah.
So I think it flustered them a little bit, but once they kind of got the hang of it, they demolished it. They started making shots. They started getting into the teeth of the defense, and it was a wrap from there. You know, they basically seized the moment, man. They took care of this game early. This wasn't close. You know, considering by the second quarter, I mean, you could tell it was going to be pretty much over.
Yeah, it's just too many
Listen,
turnovers. You can't turn, Ocho.
Yeah,
you know, look, in a game of this magnitude, I'm gonna let you go, Ocho. In a game of this magnitude, a game 7 or an NFL playoff game, you cannot turn the basketball over. You can't turn the football over.
At all.
You play double,
Yeah.
and you're turning. Think about where they're turning the ball over. They're turning the ball over high, Joe. So now you got a 2-on-1. They laying the ball
Yeah,
up.
they fast breaking that every time.
Yes.
They were turning them turnovers into points
Quickly.
Yeah.
In Denver, with guys hobbled, you know, they didn't have enough firepower to come back on the road in the game 7, man. They needed Jamal Murray to play great. They needed
to play unbelievable.
Yeah,
yes, they needed
contributions from a lot of different people, and they just didn't get it, man. They didn't get it.
Hey, listen. We also have to do. We talk about what they did offensively. Now they had 22 turnovers,
Yes.
right? You had 6 from Aaron Gordon had for Jamal Murray, supposed to have an out of body experience. You know, with Aaron Gordon being down, but he only had goddamn 13. And then also the Thunder, they suffocated Jokic.
Yes.
Jokic.
Player boxing one and crowded with bodies.
And man, listen, he had 20, he had 28-9, but obviously that wasn't enough. There had to be somewhere else where points needed to come from. And by the time, listen, honestly, when I watched the game, the way they came out, the way Denver came out, I really thought they was finna run away with the game.
Me too.
I thought they were finna run away with the game. And by the time it got toward the end of the first, I said, you know what, man, this is over. Now, I understand the game of basketball is a game of runs. I've come to learn that now. Man, once they got that far ahead,
it was over.
There was no way in hell SGA was allowing them boys to come back.
And plus, look at Yoke. He only had 9 shot attempts.
Yeah.
So in order for him, you needed him to be somewhere in the 20s. You wouldn't have been disappointed if he had 25 shot attempts. You wouldn't have been disappointed if Murray. Now you'd like to have Murray had 16, but you'd like to be him a little bit more efficient.
Yeah.
But the most disappointing thing this series was Michael Porter Jr. I understand he's injured, but bro, if you can't give us any more than that, bro, you got to sit down.
Yeah,
he's giving us nothing. He giving us nothing.
But they should have known. They should have known that from jump. If you haven't given it, they played 6 games previous before this one. If you know MPJ ain't give you nothing since then, why not change it up? Hell, you did it defensively, you know, to try to hide Aaron Gordon, so he doesn't have to do much on the floor. So why not start Westbrook?
Plus also, why would you let Gordon bring the ball up? He got an injured hamstring. You see what they try to do? See what they would try to do? They would body him and then move out the way. Yeah. He starts stumbling, lose the ball. He want to foul. Yeah. No, bro, you ain't got no balance.
Nope.
Because your body knows. Your body gonna protect that